and some people would add to it hydroxychloroquine. So chloroquine or hydroxychloroquine.
Pandemic. Doctors on the front line have relayed promising news about the anti-malaria drug hydroxychloroquine.
Very big, very great company. Millions of units are ordered, and we're going to see what happens. We're going to be talking to the governors about it.
Secretary Azar pressured or asked scientists in the administration to promote it. And
well, I never spoke to a scientist, but I will tell you this. I did speak with the president of Honduras just a little while ago, and I didn't bring it up. He brought it up. He said they used the hydroxychloroquine, and he said the results are so incredible with hydroxychloroquine. This happened an hour ago. I just spoke to him, president of Honduras, and he said, and I guess we made some available to them or whatever. He was thanking me. The FDA also gave emergency authorization for hydroxychloroquine. We're having some very good things happening with it. It's shown very encouraging, very encouraging early results.
This drug that you and I have talked about, hydroxychloroquine, talked about it with Dr. Grace, is already being used. And one patient was described as Lazarus getting up after he was like on death's door, and they started getting a protocol of hydroxychloroquine at Lenox Hill, and it's suddenly like Lazarus up from the grave. I mean, that's an actual case.
Watching people in the media talk down a potentially life-saving medicine because a politician they don't like has endorsed it is probably the most shameful thing I, as someone who's done this for 29 years, have ever seen.
Hydroxychloroquine is a very safe drug. It has been given to tens of millions of individuals in the world since its approval.
We have purchased and we have stockpiled 29 million pills of the hydroxychloroquine. 29 million. A lot of drugstores have them by prescription, and also, and they're not expensive. We're sending them to various labs, our military, we're sending them to the hospitals, we're sending them all over.
In their protocols, doctors have protocols for doing certain things. They don't even mention complications from hydroxychloroquine because they're so uncommon.
On their webpage, the FDA is offering generic guidance to manufacturers on how to produce hydroxychloroquine.
So the hydroxychloroquine is something that I have been pushing very hard. I got the very early approval from the FDA.
If things don't go as planned, it's not going to kill anybody. It will be wonderful. It'll be so beautiful. It'll be a gift from heaven if it works. If some other person put it forward, they'd say, oh, let's go with it. You know, what do you have to lose?
There's a lot of stuff floating around about the hydroxychloroquine.
Very good.
And the media seems to be almost rooting for it not to work.
Things are happening. I haven't seen bad. I've not seen bad. And one thing that we do see is that people are not going to die from it. So if somebody's in trouble, you take it, I think.
And it's being used worldwide. Yeah, and it's being used worldwide.
This study done by a reputable center, double-blind, randomized trial, showed that there was an improvement in outcomes in patients who took the hydroxychloroquine. It's not a panacea, but you have to respect data.
In my open, I put in a sound of the woman who was a Democrat from Detroit, a Michigan representative, who said, you know, thank God for Donald Trump even mentioning this. Once I got on the hydroxy, I was fine.
Well, your open was spot on.
Is there something else
it's politicized. No, it's just, come on, it's like the never Trumpers. It's like, oh, if he's for it, we got to be against it.
I've seen things that I sort of like. So what do I know? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor, but I have common sense. Things have come out about the hydroxy. A lot of good things have come out. And you'd be surprised at how many people are taking it, especially the frontline workers, before you catch it. The frontline workers, many are taking it. I happen to be taking it.
Hydroxychloroquine?
I'm taking it, hydroxychloroquine. Right now, yeah. A couple of weeks ago, I started taking it. Because I think it's good. I've heard a lot of good stories. And if it's not good, I'll tell you right, I'm not going to get hurt by it. It's been around for 40 years for malaria, for lupus, for other things. I take it. Frontline workers take it. A lot of doctors take it. Excuse me. A lot of doctors take it. I take it. I think, for whatever it's worth, I take it. I would have told you that 3-4 days ago, but we never had a chance because you never asked me the question.
Did the White House doctor recommend that you take that? Is that why you're taking it?
Yeah, White House doctor. I didn't recommend. No, I asked him, what do you think? He said, well, if you'd like it. I said, yeah, I'd like it. I'd like to take it. A lot of people are taking it. A lot of frontline workers are taking hydroxychloroquine.
A recent video about Donald Trump and his lawyer, Alan Dershowitz, and their announcement about the push for mandatory vaccines, I talked about hydroxychloroquine and why I felt like they were pushing this. And by the way, this drug, at least the generic drug, is made, again, by TEVA Pharmaceuticals, which is based out of Israel. Now, I'll explain why that is important in just a second. But I'll scroll down so that you can indeed see that hydroxychloroquine is made by TEVA Pharmaceuticals. Now remember that the two reasons I gave were, number one, for money. It's always money. But number two, they were also trying to give off the appearance as if they were at least looking for an alternative to the vaccine. That's very important. Now,
excuse me. A lot of doctors take it. I take it. Yeah, I hope to not be able to take it soon because, I hope they come up with some answer.
That's very important. Now, in the two-party system, the fake paradigm, you're obviously going to get the appearance of opposition, but I think I may have unearthed a different reason why the Trump administration and the people that he has aligned himself with are pushing hydroxychloroquine so much. Check this out. This is a good one. This is out of the Times of Israel. TEVA said to walk away from settlement talks in U.S. price-fixing lawsuit. Israel's TEVA Pharmaceuticals is said to have essentially walked away from settlement talks with the U.S. Justice Department's Antitrust Division in a high-profile lawsuit alleging a price-fixing effort among drug manufacturers, including TEVA. The company is reportedly betting that the White House will not pursue charges given TEVA's help in the fight against COVID-19, specifically with an anti-malaria pharmaceutical drug touted as President Donald Trump's himself as a game changer. According to the Times report on Friday, TEVA is betting in the middle of a deadly pandemic that the Trump administration won't dare come down hard on the largest supplier of the generic drug in the United States. TEVA was named last year in an antitrust lawsuit brought by over 40 U.S. states alleging a price-fixing conspiracy among drug manufacturers, with the Israeli company said to have raised the cost of some medications by over 1,000%. The suit came after years-long investigation. I'll read that one more time. The Israeli company was said to have raised the cost of some medicines by over 1,000%. But that's not the end of the story. TEVA denied wrongdoing in the suit and has been holding settlement negotiations with the U.S., but suddenly stopped sometime in April, according to the Times. Approximately a week beforehand, a TEVA board member named Roberto Mignon, sorry about the mispronunciation, but I am sure of the tribe, reached out to the White House to discuss the company's efforts to provide drugs that might help treat Corona Bologna. Trump has been lauding hydroxychloroquine, an anti-malarial drug, as a possible treatment for COVID-19. TEVA manufactures that the drug has donated millions of doses to the U.S. to investigate its as a possible treatment. Oh, how nice of them. The drug has so far shown no benefits according to initial studies. Here's the most important part, though. In an email in late March to a former college roommate of Jared Kushner, again, in an email in late March to a former college roommate of Jared Kushner, Trump's son-in-law, a senior advisor, Mignon, said TEVA wanted to help the government with supplies for the drug, and in an ensuing discussion positioned TEVA as a valuable partner in the manufacturing and distribution of potential medical treatments for corona bologna, according to the report, which cited familiar with the discussions. TEVA officials said there were no connections between the White House conversation on the drug and the anti-investigation, the Times reported. So it just so happened that the TEVA board member used to be a college roommate of Jared Kushner.